What is up, guys? Welcome back to LetsNot, and welcome back to Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Alrighty, guys, so I want to take a moment in this video and talk about what is now pretty much guaranteed to be the best shiny hunting method in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Now, this has changed a few times, like as we've learned more about the game, as there've been patches and updates. Like a lot of things about the game have changed, right? Like you can't really clone Pokemon as easily anymore. You can't make fake Pokemon as easily anymore. So like a lot of things have been changing. And another thing that's been changing specifically is chaining shiny Pokemon, right? So what I want to do is I want to jump into this video. I want to talk about, first, just really quickly go over like the three main different shiny hunting methods in the game, and then specifically narrow down on why shiny chaining is the best method. And yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. So let's jump into it. Alrighty, guys. So the very first thing I want to go over really quickly, like I said, is going to be the three major types of shiny hunting in this game, right? And the three major types of shiny hunting in this game are going to be eggs. So just like any other Pokemon Sword and Shield game, you're going to do the Masuda Method, breed with a foreign Ditto, or just any foreign Pokemon, and that'll like boost your chance of finding a shiny Pokemon in breeding. The second method is going to be the Underground Method, which, quick disclaimer, shiny statues do nothing. So I know I made this video in which we were still the game was brand new, and we were all kind of hopeful that shiny statues would do something. And even I mentioned that video, we didn't know for sure. Nope. Totally don't do anything. So yes. So shiny statues, they make the Pokemon more frequent, which in a way kind of increases shiny odds, but I'm not going to get into how weird that math is. But in general, think about it this way. Shiny statues do nothing. The Diglett bonus still works to double your shiny rate, but that method sucks, guys. So underground shiny hunting is still a thing. Diglett boost will double your odds, but you're never getting better than double. And then finally, the main thing we're here to talk about, which is, of course, what we see on the chart here, the big chart, shiny chaining, and, you know, trying to build up those chains with the Pokeradar. So really quickly, just to kind of break them down, the Masuda Method, yes, it works, and on top of that, it's the only thing where the Shiny Charm actually works. So if you have finished your Pokedex, great for you. Congratulations, your Shiny Charm will only work for breeding, so may as well breed a little bit. But again, the main takeaway here is the best odds you're ever going to get by using the Masuda Method are going to be about 1 in 512 if you do have that shiny charm. If you don't, the best method, you're going to be about 1 in 700. So still not great. Underground shiny hunting, may as well just ignore it. Your odds are at 1 in 2000 with the Diglett bonus, which takes a pretty long time if you're playing alone to build up. And even when you're playing in a group, it still only goes off every few minutes. So underground, again, the best odds you're ever going to get 1 in 2048. Super bad. Just don't do it. And then shiny hunting with the shiny chain. So here what we see is basically the full rates for getting to a chain of 40. Now, the problem with shiny rates and using the shiny hunting method with the Pokemon Radar is that the chain can break, right? If the chain didn't break, it just meant if after you found 40 Pokemon, you're basically guaranteed a shiny. However, the issue with that is a little bit different. It means every single time that I capture a Pokemon, I'm going to have an odds of breaking my chain, right? And this has changed from version to version. So let me go ahead and pull up my second chart here. So here we have what is so aptly named the Pokeradar chain continuation chance, right? Meaning that if I am 1 tile away, 2 tiles away, 3 tiles away, 4 or 4 plus tiles away from whatever the Pokemon is I'm trying to catch, basically the odds that my chain will continue after I catch the Pokemon will be based on whether or not I kill it or capture it. So assuming I capture it to get the best possible odds, I have a 93% chance of continuing my shiny chain. Meaning, conversely, that if I do every single thing right, I have a 7% chance of breaking my chain. So when the game first came out, people were like, wow, this kind of sucks, because you can just you can catch like 3 of them, your chain will just break. And that just happens, right? And getting to 40 was actually so difficult. So if you take it and you do the math, and again, I'm gonna switch screens here for a second. If I try and go to a full chain of 40, you'll notice here that my odds of actually hitting that full chain of 40 are about 5.5%. Yes, so if I do, and again, this is assuming you do nothing wrong, you make sure every single tile is 4 away, and again, you play the game exactly perfectly correctly and catch every single Pokemon, your odds of catching making it all the way to a 40 chain to get that maximum shiny odds will be about 5.5%. So people are like, well, this sucks, right? And in case you guys are curious too, if you guys want to have a little bit more fun, if you want to go to 100 chain, which is, by the way, in case anybody's curious, if you go to 100 chain, you'll get a 6 IV Pokemon, right? So if you want to try and get to 100 chain, your odds are actually going to be 0.07%. So if you want a perfect IV Pokemon, 0.07%. Godspeed. But anyway, so now that we kind of know that the chance of breaking chains, I'll bring up the other chart that we were talking about once again here. And again, we can see now here that the rates for the chains obviously are pretty heavily impacted, right? So if you do make it all the way up to a 40 chain, for example, you have a 1 in 99 chance of getting a shiny. Really good. But it actually is easier than that. And if you actually go through all of that pain and trouble, you are actually going to have a 1 in 25 chance, because every time you use the shiny radar, 4 grass patches will actually roll that shiny chance, meaning you have effectively closer to a 1 in 25 chance instead of a 1 in 100 chance. Now, this is great and dandy, but because you only have a 5% chance to make it up to 40 anyway, it still sucked, right? Everyone's like, well, yeah, you get this, you basically get a guaranteed shiny eventually, but your odds of getting there is super low, and it takes forever to get to that chain, right? It takes hours to successfully make that chain, because 5% chance is super low, and you can literally break anywhere along that path, right? So if you break at 39, you've basically just wasted an absurd amount of time trying to get that shiny Pokemon. So after Reddit had its hands on this for a while, after we had some of the data, and by the way, big shout out to Anubis for putting all of this data together, and Cathodix as well for doing a lot of the research on this. Thanks, guys. But anyway, Reddit got the hands on this, and they did some math. And because we're Pokemon fans, we're very serious about shiny hunting. So we do more math, right? So anyway, they did the math and basically found out, and I'll save you guys a little bit of it, basically found out that the average time to get to a chain of 17 was about 15 minutes, assuming you didn't run into just really bad luck and a bunch of breakages. And at that level in the chain, we were basically at a shiny rate, if we see here, of 1 in 1968, right? So that's the shiny rate we're at if we make it all the way up to a 17 chain. So they took this out, they figured out, well, the amount of time here, the average amount of time it gets to 17, the average amount of time it gets to 40, and they made a cool little graph, right? So basically what we see here, and this is now basically referred to as the 17 chain method, right? Meaning that once you make it all the way to a 17 chain, you just stop going there, because the average amount of time per minute spent to a shiny basically peaks out at 17. So like if we look at this chart here, right around this level is where this is going to peak out, and say, this is the least amount of time, which is right around 90 to 100 minutes or so. So a little over an hour and a half, right? If you count the time to build the chain and then the time spent resetting. And again, those odds are going to give you roughly, since it's 1986, divide that by 4, 1 in 500, a little bit better than 1 in 500 odds at a 17 chain of getting that perfect, or of getting that shiny Pokemon. Now, some people also go to 20 instead, even though it does take you a little bit longer, because if you make it to 20 and you don't break your chain, you actually will be able to get a Pokemon with 2 guaranteed perfect IVs as well. So if that's important to you, definitely make sure you make it to 20 instead, because you only get 2 guaranteed IVs at 20, 3 at 30, 4 at 40, and then once you make it all the way to 100, you get full 6 guaranteed. But nobody's, I don't think anybody's ever made it to 100. So it's just something I think that's in the data, in the code, but like nobody wants to put themselves through that punishment. Maybe somebody's done it. I don't know. I'm not going to do it. But anyway, so that's now what is referred to as the 1 in 17 method. So I'm actually going to take a step back here. Let's jump into the game, and let's show you guys kind of what this looks like and how this is done. And honestly, so far, I've had a bunch of success with it myself. So let's jump over to the game. Cool. So here we are at the lovely Valley Windworks. So basically the way this works is pretty simple. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Pokeradar. And it's actually what you'll notice here, if we just take a look at my Pokeradar real quick, here are my last 3 successful hunts, right? So you'll notice that the 2 of them are going to be 18s because I caught the shiny Pokemon on the 17. Bidoof, I actually screwed up and caught an extra one. So he caught on the 19 chain. And he actually did break on that 19 chain catch, meaning that if I had tried to go for that 20, I would not have gotten that shiny Bidoof. But anyway, so let's go through and break down how you actually do this hunting method. So I'll probably not go through the entire thing, but very first thing we want to do is we want to make sure to go ahead and pop a max repel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first here. or even just a standard repel if you don't have max repels. But regardless, okay, so I still have a repel in effect. I'm good to go. So make sure you start with a max repel, and then once you do, go ahead and register your shiny radar, your Pokeradar to the special key. Make sure it's the only thing registered. It's your only registered key item. So like if I go in here and I look at Pokeradar, I can see that it's literally the only key item that I have registered. The advantage there of doing that is you don't like accidentally break your chain by like getting on your bike or something stupid like that. So make sure it's the only item you have registered. And then once it is, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the grass. I'm going to hit the plus button, and that's going to go ahead and spawn the grass patches. So the first thing I want to make sure is that I'm only going to a grass patch that's at least 4 away. Now, if you guys don't want to have to count the grass patches, just you can do what I call the LetsNot method. Just go for whatever one's farthest away. Like seriously, that's honestly probably just going to work fine for you. So that's my method. Again, that's probably going to trigger some people, but yeah, just go for whatever one's farthest away. All right, so once we do that, and we catch or kill the first Pokemon, we will officially start our chain. Now, if you remember, the odds will always be 10% better if you catch the Pokemon, right? So since this Pokemon is 4 away, I basically will have a 93% chance of continuing my chain if I catch the Pokemon, but I will only have an 83% chance if I kill it. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a Pokeball at it, try and catch it, and if I fail to catch it, I'm just going to get really mad and kill it. All right, so we're going to kill it. Still, it should have an 83. Again, I 100% don't recommend you do this, and karma may immediately come back and hit me, but we're just gonna kill this thing. Did it? But yeah, so once you either catch or kill the Pokemon to get that 83 or that 93% chance of continuing your chain, what's going to happen is the chain counter will go up, and the Pokeradar will basically immediately go off again. So now we will see that happen here, right? We'll be right back. Okay, so this is, I guess that was a really good example of why you don't kill Pokemon. Because 17% chance to fail your chain is way higher than 7%. I totally did that on purpose. Don't get angry at Weasels. It's not Weasel's fault. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and restart my chain. I'm gonna do the patented LetsNot method of go to the farthest away grass patch, and we're gonna try this one more time. Now, if a Pokemon pops up that you really have no interest in chaining whatsoever, feel free to just run away from it, because obviously you really only want to start the chain on whatever it is that you want to catch, right? All right, so we've got this Mareep here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss a ball at it real quick here, hopefully catch it so I don't have to murder it again, and then this is it. I'm kidding. I will catch the Mareep. Though I can't paralyze it, so I'm just going to throw a couple Pokeballs and hope that, the fact that it's level 7 means that it doesn't give me too much trouble. All right, cool. So now that we've caught the Mareep, we now have a 7% chance of our chain failing, so a 93% chance of our chain continuing since it was at least 4 tiles away. And apparently this is also the first Mareep that I've caught, so that's kind of cool. We're going to just keep pushing B, which will automatically send it to the box. And then if you hear that little noise, that little ring, it means your chain's continued. And now we can kind of see that we have all these additional grass patches, right? So now from here on, I would go probably over to this grass patch here and basically continue my chain and keep going until I got to a chain of 17, right? So right now we see that we're at a chain of 1 for Mareep. Now, assuming that I am at a chain of 17, like I said, I'm not going to go the entire path here. What I would do is if I didn't see a shiny patch in the grass, I would just run around in circles until I take 50 steps. Make sure to always say yes to the repels, and then I would hit the plus button again. And again, no shiny patches. So I would just keep doing this process over and over and over again once I hit 17, right? And once you do have a shiny patch, 2 more steps. Once you do have a shiny patch, it'll be incredibly obvious. It'll sparkle with stars. Actually, let me go ahead and show you guys a clip from when I caught the Chatot here. So as you can see, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just running around in circles and resetting. And then finally, what will happen is once I hit the plus button, shiny Chatot, you can tell immediately because the patch will be sparkling with stars. Now, so far, I've had pretty incredible luck. Shiny Chatot was a little bit hard to catch, so it took me maybe 30 minutes to build a chain and then 10 minutes of hunting. And then I also, in my past stream, we caught a Bidoof and a Wurmple. Wurmple in less than 5 minutes and Bidoof in about 45 minutes of hunting, again, to get at that 1 in 500 rate. So, so far, this method is by and far the best method I've tried. We did try to do a full round of underground hunting with people in lobby on a live stream. 1 in 2,000 rate, though, is just so bad. And of course, Masuda Method is basically the bread and butter of shiny hunting. You know how it works. You've probably done it before. Super boring. Not as bad as static hunting, I guess, but It is what it is. But anyway, guys, that is it. That is the 1 in 17 method. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys had much luck with it? Or do you guys still prefer going all the way to a 40 chain? Or maybe you prefer going to a 20 chain? Let me know in the comments what you guys do and how you guys are enjoying shiny hunting in the game so far. And yeah, if you guys are interested in checking out my live streams where I do some shiny hunting live, definitely hit that subscribe button. All right, guys, that'll be it, though, for this stream. I will see y'all next time, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks, everybody.